All right, so I have some great news. I think you guys are going to really like the area of triangles. All right, so we're moving on, okay? Area of triangles, there are two different ways that you can do area of triangles, and it's if you're given side, angle, side, or angle, angle, side, or angle, side, angle, okay? We'll talk about if you get a different scenario on the backside, okay? So just for now, you want the formulas, AB sine of capital C over 2. Oops, I don't know why I wrote that again. All right, the next one is BC sine of capital A over 2. And lastly, you have AC times sine of capital B over 2. All right, and then the way that you find area if you're doing an angle, angle, side, or angle, side, angle triangle is you do C squared sine of capital A sine of capital B over 2 sine of capital C. All right. You could also do it as A squared sine of capital B sine of capital C over 2 sine of capital A. And the other option is B squared times sine of capital A sine of capital C all over 2 times sine capital B. All right, now I realize that these all look almost exactly the same, but we're going to label our triangles with A, B's, and C's, so I wanted to go ahead and give you all the formulas so that it's easier for you to use instead of having to figure out as you go. Okay, so let's try the first example. So let's say I label this A, B, C. Well, then the side across from this would make A the 11. Across from this would make C the little c, 16. And then across from this is little b. All right, now this is a side angle side triangle. So if you want to just make a note to yourself, that means that we're going to be using the formulas that were up here, okay? So that means we use our two sides. So area equals the two sides we were given, 11 times 16, times sine of our angle, 105, all over 2. If you type all of that in the calculator, and don't forget to make sure your calculator is in degrees, then we get that area is 85. And don't forget, area, like we talked about in those notes before Thanksgiving, area is feet squared. All the units are squared, okay? All right, now you guys try number 2. Ready, go. All right, so the answer to number 2, this was a side angle side triangle as well. So you should have gotten that this was 106.8, and then units are inches squared, okay? So number 3, all right, this one is a little different because we have an angle, angle, side, okay? So we're going to use the formulas that are on the right side. So I'm going to label this ABC, making this A, making this B, making this little c. All right, so for starters, we have no idea what this angle is. So I'm going to do 180 subtract 59 subtract 76, and that should give me 45 degrees. All right, because this is 45 degrees, I can easily find my area. So area equals, the one side that I'm given, crazy, I know. So we have B squared times sine of A, so 59, times sine of C, which is 45. Oh, goodness. All over 2 times sine of B, which is 76. Okay? If you type all of that in the calculator, you should get 15.3 millimeters squared. All right, you guys try number 4. All right, so the answer to number 4, well, first of all, this was an angle side angle triangle, and you should have gotten that it was 48.3 kilometers squared. Okay? All right, so then number 5 and 6 are a little bit difficult. Oh, by the way, this box right here is supposed to be down here. So sorry about that, formatting issues. Okay, so we need to use the law of sines or cosines first here. All right, now because this is an angle, then a side, which is a bad word, but we're going to write it the other way because we're in school and that's important. Okay, because it's side angle, we have to use the law of sines. So we can use, I'll do it right here. sine of 85 over the side across from it, which is 11. And then we have no idea what this angle is. Let's say we call it ABC. This would be A, B, and C. So we'll call it sine of capital C over little c, which is 5. All right. If we cross multiply, we get 11 sine C equals 5 sine 85. Divide by 11. We get that sine of C equals 0.4528. So then we get that C equals 26.9 degrees. All right. Well, if we know that C is 26.9 degrees, well, then we can find the other angle. So we have 26.9. So then we could do 180 minus 26.9 minus 85. And you get that that third angle is 68.1. So this one is 68.1. All right, and I'm writing too big, so I'm kind of running out of space. So I'm going to do it in a different color just so it's easier to see it. So area is going to be, all right, we have all three angles. So we're going to use the side, oh my gosh, I forgot the name of it. We're going to use the one that has two sides, so 5, 11. And then we're going to do sine of the angle between them, which is 68.1, over 2. And if you solve all that out, then you should get 25.5 centimeters squared. All right. So I would like you guys to try number 6. However, before you do that, okay, we have side, 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 which means we need to use the law of cosines. All right. What I'm going to recommend to you is to find angle C first. So this is A, C, B. So I want you to find cosine of C using the law of cosines. Then take this angle and plug it into the area of a triangle. All right. Once you've done all that, you should have gotten the answer of 41.6 yards squared. Okay. So then what if you have 3 sides? Okay. So there's this thing called, I don't honestly know how to say it. I think it's like Heron's formula. We'll call it whatever we want. Okay. But here's the formula. A equals S, S minus A, S minus B, S minus C, and leave yourself a little bit of space because you got to do the square root of all of it. Okay. Where S is taking all 3 sides, adding them together, and then dividing by 2. And all S means is the semi-perimeter, or semi-perimeter, or however you want to say it. Whatever floats your boat. All right, so for number 7, we're going to find the semi-perimeter first. So we take our sides. What the heck did I just write? We take our sides, we add them together, and then we divide by 2. Okay, if you do that, you get 29. So then to find your area, you literally just do the square root of S times S minus A, S minus B, and then S minus C. All right. If you type all of that in the calculator, you should get 159.7, and our unit was miles, and we are still talking about area, so it's miles squared. Okay. All right. I want you guys to try number 8. This is a fun one because you have to draw a picture and then apply the formula. Ready, go. All right. So you should have gotten the final area was, not that, sorry, 173.5, and our unit was inches, so inches squared.